Hey everyone, today I am going to make the most smartest boss I have ever made. And I think I made it too smart. Let's see. Since the last time I announced my game, I made a lot of progress. I made a real complex player mechanics. I made some levels, enemies, and some gameplay part. And I've also planned a lot of game designs. And guys, I'm not kidding, it's going to be really awesome. But today, we are going to make our first boss. I won't tell you who the boss is or what is the purpose of the boss, etc. because it will spoil the story and the suspense. But I assure you, most of you know this guy and some of you might wish to beat him up. So the story and the concept I will reveal it later. Today we will focus on the mechanics from a game developer perspective. So I needed a 2 to 3 phase boss, changing phases as the boss fight progresses, and he will have some futuristic attacks, and the boss will be a super armed robot for now. I referred a lot of bosses to get the ideas and inspirations, and I finally came up with a 3 phase boss idea with really good attacks and many surprise elements. For graphics and animation, I will use placeholders as the artwork development is still under construction and we have started with the background for the first level, and it will take a while to complete before we start the boss graphics development. So disclaimer, all the things you see, the graphics element, the animations, the effects, everything are just placeholders for now. They will be replaced with extremely better looking graphics, I hope. The most complex feature that I wanted in the boss was the movement. I wanted a very intelligent movement for the boss where he follows the player intelligently and choose the shortest path to detect the player. And as 2D games don't have an inbuilt nav mesh in Unity, so I needed to create my own. And I also want him to detect the player and use the shortest path to make it feel more intelligent. And for that, I tried different methods, and the best was A-star algorithm. First, I tried some third-party A-star algorithm, but it wasn't much performant and was not as per the needs that I had for my boss. So I tried making my own A-star algorithm. After a lot of trial and error, it was working fine. It is a very basic concept. If you don't understand A-star algorithm, first we simply find the shortest path from start to the goal node, which is called the H cost, which is the best and the shortest path to go. Then I will calculate the G cost, the cost to reach the next node from the start node. And then I'll find the F cost, which is the total cost to reach the goal via that node. So it will be a sum of G and H. And I will transverse through all the nodes to find the shortest path and the easiest path to the goal. In other A-star algorithms, a lot of calculation is made as there are many nodes and some third-party plugin maps the whole scene to create the path, which is very inefficient, at least in my case. So in my case, as you can see, I have assigned neighboring nodes to all the nodes, so it doesn't have to do a lot of calculation and it will be very efficient and easy. A-star algorithm is a bit complex, so if you want to know more about A-star algorithm, do let me know in my Discord and I will share more details about it. Maybe also share my code snippet for A-star algorithm. So the boss have several attacks in phase 1, like shooting bullets, launching homing missiles, and as you can see, the boss is a sci-fi robot. So I need to make some badass firing, like a heavy fire. So I made this shoot mechanics where it fires a hell lot, and if the player by mistake catches the fire, boom, game over. And if you watch closely, you will see that while firing, the force pushes the boss back. It adds a little more detailing to the overall gameplay and it feels good. The code may look very complex, but it is really simple, just spawning the bullets and giving it some random angle to make it feel like it is firing multiple heavy bullets. There are more attacks, like the boss will open a shield with some pointed ends and dash towards the player. Trust me, it looks dull in this placeholder graphics and without proper animations, but once we add the real graphics and animation, it will look really cool. And I made a super laser too. I literally want to destroy the player. There are also some more attacks, and all of these attacks are pre-programmed, so they are not dynamic. They are really static, so it follows a pattern, so it will be predictable that after this move the boss is going to perform this move. So to make it a little more interesting and not too predictable and boring, I added some dynamic attacks too. So one of my attack is inspired from the old Nintendo game Popeye, where Pluto jumps from the lower surface and attacks Popeye if he detects him. So I used the same mechanics in my boss. I used a raycast to detect if the player is above the enemy and added some randomness and conditions for the attack, and now the enemy attacks the player from bottom. Another cool attack is the punches, which I think I was watching Dragon Ball Super and remembered a scene where Jiren punches Goku like hell while grabbing him. So I wanted to make that, and it was a bit complex because it grabs the player and completely stops all the player functions, even gravity, and start punching. The player have to press a key repeatedly to escape from that attack, and it should look really cool. So after a lot of trial and error, I got this. So here is the boss battle, just the phase 1, and I have not polished it yet. It's just the raw functions that I made. It's pretty good for now, and as I mentioned, I had another 2 phases, and to be honest, phase 3 is really awesome, and it requires a lot of artwork and coding, so I thought I will reduce the phase 2, or I'll make just the attacks of phase 1 a more aggressive and quick. So phase 2 will be similar to phase 1, just a more aggressive and quicker attacks. Phase 3, I'll show a clip first that I am working on. The water break is a significant part of the story, from where and why the water broke, and trust me, so in phase 3 something cool will happen and the sequence will turn extremely interesting as well as tough to play. I'm not going to show the actual gameplay of phase 3 as some of its part is still under development, and if I show the gameplay you will get more ideas about the story and everything. So for now, let's skip it for few more days. So that was it, guys. I needed a very basic, very classic video game style boss with some good attacks and challenging gameplay. I will still work on it, and once the graphics part is ready, I'll add them too and will show you much detailed view of the game. I hope you like it, and please share your feedback, what things I should add or remove from the current version, any feedback or suggestion, or just drop a like if you like the video. I will return with more interesting devlogs. And if you have any questions or suggestions, join my Discord and we can actively develop the game together there. So I hope to see you there. Thank you for watching. See you soon.